as we bring our awareness back to the moment, getting ready for this wonderful gift you've given yourself, reminding you, as I always do, breathe. The breath of life is so much more than just inhaling and exhaling. You're breathing in the entire intelligence of the universe. Let's stretch a little bit. Interlace the fingers, pointer fingers pointing over the top of your head. And just go ahead and bring the breath in. As you inhale, pull the hands away from the head. Just a quick, brisk stretch here. Each inhale, you're trying to stretch a little bit at a time. We're going to add to this. We're going to compound this in a minute. And we are reading it's your own awareness, it's your own personal power, using your intuition to guide you on what the body needs. And you're moving that energy. Now, let's just push a little bit through the heels and try to arch the back a little bit away from the mat with a pelvic tilt. As you inhale, you'll do that, right? So when you find the inhale, sure, you're stretching, but you just arch the back a little bit away from the mat by pushing the heels into the mat. And then play there. Let your intuition be your guide. Just what feels right. Let the body tell you what it needs. And let's do 3 or 4 more pelvic tilts, modified pelvic tilts with Dungeon Master arms. So yeah, you can just arch the back a little, you can lift the butt up, just whatever feels right. You can release whenever you're ready, but your hands are already interlaced. Let's flip the palms and then bend the knees. Arch pose with flip palms, right? Inhale, lift the butt. Bring the palms overhead, maybe touching the pinky fingers to the rug behind you. Exhale, butt comes down. Palms release back to the chest. So maybe you can bring the palms overhead as you expand. Exhale, palms back over your chest. So that way we're moving the shoulders, right? And you can bring that awareness into the fingers for a couple of rounds, into the wrists, into the forearms. You can breathe into that area. And that's what happens as we get older. Sometimes our fingers lose their circulation. And I'm telling you right now, you could use a couple of yoga classes and you could start breathing into your hands and fingers and they'll open up again. You'll notice changes if you bring in that casual body we talked about, that intuition, that super subconscious into the body. Anything is possible. Let's do one more. As you're doing this one, you can think about spider pose. Who's going to be our first spider pose? I'm looking at Carol Lucas. Spider pose. Lift your head and shoulders up off the mat. Legs are straight. Grab up as high as you're comfortable. Breath comes in. We're going to spread the feet, though, wide enough apart so you can rotate the ankles 5 or 6 times in one direction. And then rotate the ankles. Breath is deep still. And the face is soft. 5 or 6 times in the other direction. You can open and close the toes, spread the toes, point the toes, crimp the toes. And just this movement I was doing this morning in the first class, because we read the same thing, you're in the moment. You're actually feeling your feet. You're feeling the ankles as they rotate. You're spreading the toes. You're breathing into that area. Let's go ahead and release down. Arms out like wings. And bring the feet to the mat. Cross either leg over the other one. Nice deep cross. If you had to wear a mini skirt, a nice deep cross. And then let's do some moving spinal twists. Exhale, lower both knees to either side of the mat. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Exhale, lower the knees to the other side. Turning your head the opposite direction. The knees are dropping as you is stimulate that thyroid and parathyroid gland of the throat. And we read to you losing a little bit of anxieties when we work the thyroid gland as well. So these are moving spinal twists. Exhaling, lowering, inhale, raise, exhale, lower the other side. Let's do a few more with this orientation. So this class turns out to be relatively gentle, and it's been 2 weeks since I've taught, so that might be best, right? No reason to bust you up till Thursday. When you're ready, let's recross the leg the other way and continue with moving spinal twists. Exhale, legs lower, head moves the opposite direction. And each time you drop the legs down, something else happens. For me this morning, my lower back was cracking a few times, mostly from inactivity. You're trying to make something happen each time. Really just relaxing, opening up the body. And let's do a few more cross-legged moving spinal twists. When you finish your last 2 or so, go ahead and hug in the knees. Right, bringing that spine back to equanimity. Since your hands are so close, take your pick, whichever foot you want to grab. Bring one hand on either side of that bottom foot. Bring that foot on up to the heavens. Other leg is straight on the mat, so you can stretch the groin out. So this is a brisk stretch. I'm going to give you just this short time. You can lift your head and shoulders if you want, or you can leave it down. It's up to you. But we're not going to stretch too long here. But I'm hoping you're breathing and you say, okay, Tim's going to give me about 10 breaths. I'm about halfway through. Did I do any opening of the back of the leg? Am I feeling it? Am I tick-tocking it? Am I pulling it toward my head? Do I feel the stretch? Right? Or am I just happy to be here? Right? Just happy to be here in the room. There's no feeling going on. And he's given me only about 10 breaths to open up. Are you doing that? Right? When you're ready, you can release that leg, straighten it out on the mat, and go ahead and bend the other knee, grab the other foot on each side with both hands. Bring that delightful foot up to the heavens. As you have a time limit, breath comes in, stretching out the back of that leg. And we talked about the breathing and how you should be definitely utilizing a deep breath that's effortless. And you've all graduated from Breathing University. But we've mentioned that the surface area in your lungs, if they laid it out, it would cover a tennis court. And most of America has no idea that's even possible, let alone how to breathe. When you're ready, you can release out. Roll over to either side where you can see me, reclining the leg lifts. This is a nice, relaxing place to be, isn't it? Well, what are we doing? Are we doing yoga? Yeah. The other hand can go here to support. My legs are straight, feet are stacked on top of each other. From here, lift both legs up off the mat. Bring in the breath. Yeah, you can keep them together, separate, that's fine. You've got some more movement here. So this is the side body, a little bit of the abdominals. Now see if you can move the feet forward about a foot, right, to the front. Don't go too far. It becomes a little too much. We're just trying to tickle a little bit the side body here. And let's spread all 10 toes for 5, 4, 2, and release down. Side bow. Side bow. You'll take that bottom arm, right? You'll try to bring it behind you, grabbing the bottom foot. And then try to grab, you're on your side now, and see if you can't kick the feet away as you pull them towards you. See if you can't lay the head back as you bring in the breath, exploring here. Just a gentle side bow. And if you don't get both feet, that's what I'm for. What's what? Hey, you got a cramp? Let's get this foot first for that hand. How's your hand? Give me the other foot. Give me the other hand. Give me a few more breaths. Okay, I'll get you on the flip-flop, Mindy. Not Mindy, Marty. When you're ready, see if you can roll over on your stomach and do full bow. Now, take a good grip on the feet. Kick the feet away from you as you pull them towards you. Your chest should be off the mat, your shoulders, and your thighs. If you're pulling the feet and kicking the feet away from you at the same time. Thighs should be off the mat. Now catch it way back here. Catch it way back here. Release. Release. Now roll the strap around the hands. And get them close to feet as you can. Roll again. Now kick your feet away. See if you can get the thighs up. When you're ready, you can release full bow. And let's do another reclining leg lift. Roll over to your other side with enthusiasm. Remember, you're reclining here on the other side, right? You're up on your elbow. No, we're not doing bow yet. Both legs are straight. When you're ready, keep your legs straight. Lift them up off the mat. Just hanging out here. So if you can, Denise, you can be up on your elbow. On your hand, if it doesn't hurt too much. Breath is soft. Breath is deep. Face is soft. Now let's move the feet forward about a foot and spread all 10 toes. So we're just going to do one more side bow on this side. Hang in there, give me a few more breaths. Pretty easy. Pretty easy, Marty? Anita, easy? Yeah. When you're ready, release down. And then see if you can find one last side bow from this side. You're on your side. Remember, we're not on the stomach. We've already done the stomach and those legs. Oh yeah. And then you're working on rolling. See, the thing about the side bow is you can play with it a little bit. Make sure you lay the head back. Don't hurt your hand. Good, Peg. Good. What's going on over here?
I can't bend that knee.
Okay, well then you're fine. I like what I see. Good. When you're ready, just release out. Roll over on your stomach for a moment. But don't do bow. Just lay there a moment as you release the tension from the back. You can release the feet if you want to, Marty. Whenever you're ready, push back into child's pose. We have plenty of bows coming up. You mean full bow on our stomach? Yeah, we did one, right? Yeah. So we've done 3 bows. We have a table pose series where we're going to do 4 more. Today is not a big back bend. We just haven't done bows in a while. Your back bends typically Cobra, which we'll do a little today, and also probably your best back bend that most of my practitioners can do is camel. But we're avoiding camel today. When you're ready, you can leave your head where it is. Check that. Let's not. Come up to table pose and turn to front. And when you get to table pose, we're just doing a basic cat-cow, nothing fancy today, no curling toes or fingers. Just exhale, round the back, chin goes to chest. Inhale, arch the back, push the belly to the mat, look straight ahead with the head, good. So now you can just focus on a nice cat-cow, focus on the breathing. Am I lifting out on when I round? Do I feel like I'm really rounding to the heavens? Am I really pushing my belly to the mat when I arch? You'll notice when you arch the back and the head comes up, if you try pushing that belly down to the mat, you get a little more arch, or better put, I think, a little more awareness in that lower back, which is everything. Awareness equals power. Let's do 2 more cats and 2 more cows. When you finish that, drop down to your forearms, roll the wrists, open and close the hands. Take a moment. So we'll move into modified dancer and half bow. You're going to be on your own as I scurry around the room, helping anybody who feels a little challenged. I would stay on the same leg if I were you, and we'll just see how this goes. So you'll come back up to table pose. Now, modified dancer is same. Notice I'm going to come here. Modified dancer is same hand, same foot. And I'm going to find, take your time here, a nice back bend. So let's go ahead and try that one as you work the balance portion of it. Try to lay the head back as you slowly work that. I'm thinking I'm going to make a change in the balance, a part of it, which I failed to mention. Take another, did you get it?
Yeah, but my legs keep cramping.
Then you're fine. Groin forward. And Carol, you're sideways. But we'll talk about that. When you're what's going on? When you're ready, release out. Now remember, this. By the way, what I should have said on modified dancer is that bottom leg rotates.
That would make a difference.
You want to try it again?
Yes.
Do the other side. But pick your side, and I'll show you what I want you to do with. Well, hang on, then come rotate. There you go. Yeah. And then, yeah, my mistake. And then as you're breathing here, you're trying to open it up, just a little at a time. As you bring that awareness to this pose and that intuition, you're really trying to relax. And just slowly open it up. Good, that's much better. And then when you're ready, release down. Now, bow pose. Take either, this is half bow. If you can do full bow, you have done what they call levitation. So you're going to bend either foot. The opposite hand grabs the foot. The opposite hand. And once you get it, lift the head up, kick the foot away. Breath comes in. As you find your half bow. Don't rush it. Good. Just breathe. Head up. Kick the foot away. That's fine, sir. Kick the foot away if you can, Anita. That'll get the hand and foot up. Okay? Very nice. When you're ready, release down and do half bow on the other side. Can you send me a picture of this? We'll talk later. I was going to take some pictures. Denise, I'm going to help you. It's the opposite hand peg glitch.
That's the reason I'm having trouble.
Whenever you're ready, you can release to child's pose. I was going to take a picture of a half bow this morning, but I didn't bring my camera. Although I have a camera phone, and I'm wondering if Jonathan can take a picture of half bow and I'll put it on Facebook tonight. When you're ready, let's come back up to table pose. Walk your table to the front part of your mat and extend your right leg straight back. Is it comfortable in here or is it a little too? Okay. Now the right leg you've extended, place the toe on the mat and curl it. There's your base. Right? Good. And when you're ready, walk both hands to the right. Keep on walking both hands to the right. Keep the legs there though. Look over your right shoulder. And now you have a lateral bend of the spine. Breath comes in. The awareness is back, right? We're going to be doing a flowing sequence here, moving from one to the other about every 5 to 8 breaths. But you're working on a lateral bend right now, and your awareness is sharp. When you're ready, take your right arm behind the back. Open that right shoulder to the heavens. And you're very nice. As you're exhaling, you're just slowly relaxing, trying to pull that shoulder into a nice twist. You're looking up with your chin, and you're working on the exhale. When you're ready, set the right hand back down and bring the left arm behind the back. Turn that left shoulder to the heavens. And there's a time limit here, right? So as you exhale, you're trying to open up your body. We're going to turn that shoulder. Good, I like that. You did a little bit more than what I had you start off at. Give me a couple more breaths, please. When you're ready, release out. Walk your hands back to the center of your, to back. Set that right knee down to table. Step the right foot up. Step the right foot up to your hands. We're still on the right side, right? And then leave that right foot where it is and come up to kneeling. Take a look down at the right foot. Step it 1 foot length forward. And now you're able to drop the groin down. We're going to do a little back bend cobra series, but can't really do a good back bend unless the groin is down. Okay? Now let's keep the groin down. Let's do the first one, a little challenging. Prayer hands. Lay the head back. As you exhale, try to find a nice modified cobra. This one's challenging because it's difficult from prayer hands to straighten the arms, right? Takes a little work. Give me a couple more breaths, please. I like that. 29 years of yoga, Lucille. First one in the picture. Now, release the hands. Now, same thing. This is going to give you the leverage you need. Watch what I'm going to do. You're going to bring the hands that way and find a nice kneeling cobra. Bring it back. You have a little more leverage now. And as the hands reach the heavens, the back arches, chest opens. You're still in a nice drop, right? The groin's dropping. To give you a little more back bend, Anita, you're going to have to drop the groin down. There you go. See the difference? Yeah. Everybody's looking fine. When you're ready, release out. Bring both hands down to the mat on the inside of the right foot. As you drop the forearms down toward the mat, stretch out your groin. Round the back. Release the head. So this is a counter pose for the back bend we just did. As you release the tension, now you're focusing it on opening the groin up. Maybe the head is lower than the heart, so you get a little bit of blood flow to the brain, right? And we also are taking a little break. Well done. When you're ready, release. Come back up to kneeling. Step the right foot back underneath the knee. Just that back. We stepped it forward 1 foot, right? So the right foot's still up. Remember, we started with the right foot. We stepped it way forward. I just want you to step it back. And then bring both hands down to the mat and walk your hands to the left. Keep on walking your hands to the left. Keep on walking. Look over your left shoulder. Have a look at that back left foot. The breath comes in. Are you looking? Can you see the foot? Mindy's checking out the pool area. Yeah, but we're in the moment, right? Now, we'll do the hard side first. Bring your left arm behind your back. Open the left shoulder to the heavens. Open it up as best you can. This is the hard side. It takes a little effort, a little awkward. But there's a time limit. You have it, Peg. Yeah, and it's not often we have a lateral bend of the spine, and then we twist it at the same time. Good. Take that left hand down to the mat. Bring your right arm behind the back. This one you'll notice you really can open it up. And that's it. You have a time limit. Now, if you were at your home, you could go longer, but good. Everything's moving. This chin too, right? And that little movement of the chin might give you an extra millimeter of the back. Well done, everyone. When you're ready, set that hand back down to the mat and push back into child's pose. Is it too hot in here? Well, we set it at 74. I think it should be maybe 72. You can begin visualizing the other side. That's the first step in performing a pose or a sequence, is you prepare the body with visualizing it, right? Where the left leg's going to be extended straight back. The body doesn't know. It has no intelligence of its own. This is what we talked about today. You're just going to visualize, and now the body begins to move. Let's come up to table pose. Walk your table to the front part of the mat. Extend your left leg straight back. The toes on the mat, though, curled, right? That's your base. That's your foundation. When you're ready, walk both hands to the left. Keep walking both hands to the left. Keep on walking to the left. Look over your left shoulder. Bring in the breath as you establish your lateral bend first, trying to see if you can see the foot. Trying to look at the lower leg, maybe both feet, as the curve of the spine includes the head. You have 6 vertebrae, I don't know, in the cervical spine, the neck. And then when you're ready, let's do the easier side first. Take the left arm behind the back, open up that shoulder, boom, looking up. Each time you exhale, opening it up a little more. Good. Very nice. Now we're in the moment. Let's release that left hand down and bring the right arm behind the back. A little more challenging, but still you can get a good twist, and that's simply because of the way the legs are orientated. You're breathing out through the nose. Each time you exhale, you're twisting. Marvelous. Well done, everyone. Release back down. Walk your table back to center. Set that left knee down in the table. Now step the left foot up to the hands. When you get the left foot to the hands, you can come up to kneeling. When you come up to kneeling, you've got a left foot in front of you. Step that left foot 1 foot length forward, then practice a few groin droppers. So now you know what's coming. Remember, that foot's in front. There you go. Now keep the groin down so you're able to find prayer hands first. Lay the head back. What you'll do here, you work the breath. Each time the breath comes in, you're going back a little further each time. And you're just playing here, right? This is something brand new we have never done. You're exploring. When you're ready, you can release out. If you remember, here's Mindy here. She's going to flip her palms together. Remember? And then go back up. Opposite palms. You flip the hands. And that's a nice move to give you a little leverage. We've got to stop this meeting like this.
Oh.
No.
That?
Yeah. Now you have leverage to go back, breathing in and out through the nose. Well done. When you're ready, release down. Take a break. Bring both hands on the inside of the left foot. Drop the forearms toward the mat as you round the back. Stretch out your groin. Drop down. Stretch out your groin, your hip. You're taking a little break. You're rounding the back now, right? Just counter pose for the back bend. And you're also resting. Good. Good. And if you can remember from last time, we're just going to, in a minute, we're going to step that left foot back 1 foot length, and we'll finish this sequence. So when you're ready, come up to kneeling. Step that left foot back 1 foot length to get it right under the knee again, right? And now you're balanced. And then bring both hands down to the mat. Walk both hands to the right. Keep on walking. We've got 2 more left, and then we're going to come to standing. But take the time here to look over the shoulder. Can you see all or part of that foot back there, right? We'll do the hard part first. And when you're ready, bring the right arm behind the back. Turn that right shoulder as best you can to the heavens. To the right, Peg. To the right. That's the left. Exhaling. And you're patient here. Each time you exhale, you're opening up that shoulder. And you're trying to look up. You're trying to look up to the heavens. Looking up here today? When you're ready, let's bring the right hand down. Last one in the sequence. Left arm behind the back. Open it up. And that chin is flowing to the heavens. Good. Marvelous. And I don't think this class is going to beat up anybody today. When you're ready, release and step back to child's pose. So you can begin visualizing downward dog. Eventually we'll come to standing. We're going to do a couple of things before we get there. And we have about 15 minutes. So keep your focus, keep your awareness. So elephant walk we'll be doing for the first time in this building. Strengthening your shoulders, testing your patience a little bit, and a little coordination. When you're ready, you can come up to table pose. And curl the toes under and push up to downward dog. Breath comes back in. Right? We're in a new sequence. You're breathing here. You can lift your heels up, walk the dog a little bit. One at a time, heels lifting up and down, stretching out the back of the legs. Can you do that? Look to your right. Lift your heels up and down. Mindy, look to your right. One at a time. Bringing awareness to each leg, one at a time. Okay, give me a few more breaths. Now, when you are doing your elephant walk, if your elephant gets a little tired, there's nothing wrong with you drooping down to your knees. And we will be using the word elephant again after we come to standing too today. So I just want you to walk to the front of your mat and the back of your mat and walk front and back with elephant walk. You're just walking. You're in downward dog. You're going to walk a couple of steps forward. Maybe even come a foot off the mat if you want to go, and then you'll walk back. In some ways, this reminds me of the gym. Jonathan and I will be there tomorrow. Especially when you're walking backward, you can feel the shoulders more. So you just go front and back. Face stays soft as we might do a little weight bearing, right? A little bit of strengthening. And we're testing your patience. Did you just make a face? Soften the face. Soften the face. When you're ready, you walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands or a combination of both of those. Find forward fold. Right? You're in elephant walk. Walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands or a combination of the two. And now you're in forward fold where the fingertips are near the toes. Breath comes in as you can shimmy the butt side to side a little bit. You can lift the heels up one at a time. Can you do that? Lift the heels up one at a time. And the butt will shimmy back and forth, bringing more awareness to each leg. So it would look something like this, Mindy. So let's stretch the spine before we come up to standing. I want you to bend the knees enough where you can lift your heels up in the back and place the fingers underneath the heels. You got to bend the knees. Once you get a good feel underneath the heels, try to straighten your legs. You'll notice, if your awareness is sharp, that you're also stretching the spine. You could use some spine stretching. So there takes a little bit more effort here too, right? To get the legs straight. But trust me, as you're opening up and creating more space just from this move, all the difference. Well done. Give me 3 more deep breaths. You've got that time limit, so give me 3 more pulls or 3 more attempts to straighten the legs, 3 more attempts to stretch it as best you can. And when you're ready, come up to standing. Oh, oh, oh. Piece of cake? Never missed a beat, right? You didn't miss me. Right? You guys are still as strong 2 weeks ago as you were today. Okay, we're going to do a wall half bow. Okay, or chair or table. But once you find it, I want to make sure you know that it's not the answer. This would be modified dancer. This is dancer. Remember the hitchhike big toe? Right? And if I'm going to grab here, you could call it modified dancer. But I don't want that. I want half bow. So half bow, if you remember, is you're going to turn sideways. Notice I'm pulling it back here and not here. You see that? And once you get a good place, the balance pose today is to see, can't get that other hand behind the back, find a bow. Oh, good luck. We've never done that in this building before either. Oh, I kind of I didn't invent it. I don't think I've seen a half bow standing with the other hand behind the back. It doesn't matter. And make sure you do both legs. Are you doing dancer? Just grab the foot. Yes. But, well, you're doing dancer.
Oh, okay.
Just grab normal. And then it's this way. The head lays back. Okay? So just do both sides. And you can try to release that bottom, that hand that's you're using to support. And maybe get it behind the back. One more, one more minute. Good. It's fine. Good. What's going on over here?
I did. Bunch on both sides.
You breathing?
Why do you keep thinking I'm not breathing? Because I have my mouth open sometimes?
When you're ready, you can begin releasing back to your mat. If you're OCD, you can start rolling up your strap, but you don't have to. You can roll it up later. All right. Take either foot out front. Doesn't matter to me. Legs are straight. This is intense leg stretch. You're too wide. You can go by my height and width of the feet. Now, we're going to have to find another back bend here because from this intense leg stretch, I want you to attempt to now, when you can interlace the hands, if you see mine, your wrists, the palms are together. You're going to try to keep that same integrity and flip the knuckles up. You get up as high as you can. Now, some of you may be able to have prayer hands from here, right? I'm not quite there yet, but you may be able to go to prayer hands. And then rotate hips and shoulders toward that right big foot. Keep the legs straight. Drop the chin down toward that right big toe. And bring in the breath. These were supposed to flip. Come back up. Interlace the fingers. Flip them up this way. There's your, now keep them that way as you drop down. Good. I like the hands. I don't like the bent leg, but I like this. Both legs straight. When you're ready, give me another minute. Come back up. Interlace. And then come back up. You can release the hands temporarily. You'll turn that front foot toward where both feet are in line with each other, and then turn the other foot out. This is what I was asking you to do. Bring the knuckles up here and try to keep the palms together. When you're ready, rotate hips and shoulders toward that front foot. Both legs stay straight and drop the chin down toward the big front toe. Intense leg stretch. Both legs are straight, right, Denise? Denise from owner of Flynn Electric here in Tucson, but I think they do electric contracting work all over the world. We'll have people dying to come into the class for our plugs, right? When you're ready, release, back out. And stay on the length of your mat and just walk the feet out a little wider. They're both even with each other. We have a few standing poses, and then we'll give you the test. Okay? When we start it, I ask you, there'll be a test. We'll see who remembers it. And Carol can't answer. This is Carol Lucas, artist extraordinaire. Take either hand to the thigh of choice. Today, we're going to roll the other arm over the head. Just let it go as you trickle down to a nice lateral bend. Instead of doing modified triangle and that top arm is straight to the heavens, we're going to let it go. Just let it go. As you exhale, you're focusing on trickling the bottom hand down the leg. So you could call this a modified triangle. You could call it just a lateral bend. Good. When you're ready, you can just, on your own, float to the other side, right? Just switch the arms. Trickle the other side down. And take your time as you stretch the side body a little bit, right? And the lateral bend. One side is stretched, one side is collapsing, and both sides are benefiting. When you're ready, release to center. Interlace the hands behind the back. Let's do one more back bend. This time it's chest expander though. The head lays back. Groin pushes forward. Push the hands down toward the mat. Heart opens as you just kind of settle in here. Not trying to do too much. Just trying to find a place. And this is different, right? We don't do this kind of chest expander every day. When you're ready, release out. Now, let's walk the feet. Most of you are almost in wide angle. Let's walk them back in. I mentioned I was going to be using the word elephant again. You can go a little wider, Denise Flynn from Flynn Electric. Mindy, you can go a little wider. What's so funny? Judy's only had one plug today.
Oh, no, that's enough.
All right, now, take either hand to the opposite thigh and let that hand go down below the knee and grab a hold. Now, take a look up. The other arm is your elephant trunk. I want it very relaxed down here. And now notice I'm just going to bring it up right from the shoulder to rotate it, modified triangle. When you get straight up and you're looking up, try to trickle that bottom hand down toward the mat. Good, Jill. And breathe. This being our last standing pose. Do the best you can to see if you can't bring that back perpendicular to the floor. As you breathe, this is a rotated triangle. So you're trying to come here little by little. Lovely to see. When you're ready, come back up. All you have to do now is take the opposite hand to the opposite thigh. Trickle it down below the knee and grab a hold. And then give me the elephant trunk, a couple of swings so you're relaxed enough to just let that arm go up right from the shoulder without too much stress in it. And then the breath comes in. Good, that's fine, Sarah. I like the way you relaxed that hand. And now your time limit is coming, so give it a few more exhales, a few more rotations of that back. When you're ready, release back out. You can walk the feet back to center. And as you walk them, see if you can get them touching together. I said it was a last standing pose. I lied. But I didn't know what was on the sheet. I had to look at it. So you're on your own now as we wind down. You're going to need to bend the knees enough here. Now I'm going to try to get the arms down, but watch what I want you to do. Maybe you're turning a little and maybe get the hand down to the mat. And then the other arm comes up to the heavens. When you're ready, you could call that modified chair pose with a twist. Try to look up to the heavens. Your feet are supposed to be together, Judy Weber. Well done. When you're ready, see if you can gracefully find the other side. Knees are bent, so you can get that arm on the outside of the thigh, maybe touching fingertips to the mat. When you get to a point where you're fine, bring it on up. Good. Nita and Marty. And I'm going to call it on this one. Releasing out when you're ready. Just as gently as a feather, let us all sit down together. It's Carol Lucas's fault. She's put the AC on 74 over here.
It was 66 when we came in.
It was cold. Here's the test. What pose did we talk about in our yoga off the mat that stimulates the thyroid and parathyroid? Do you want to demonstrate it?
That one I like.
Good for anxiety, right? And so you're going to play the last 3 minutes. You'll do a little shoulder stand for maybe 5 to 10 breaths, and then you'll drop to plow. Your feet don't have to touch. One of the only few poses, plow, that stretches your spinal cord. Tell Carl and Jim we stretched our spinal cord today. What did you guys do? Have fun. Play. Play a little bit.
There you go.
You might have to roll a little. You're fine. We used to do these as kids. It's innate. It's in you. And that's fine, Sarah. Make sure you're breathing. And you'll notice when you have to come down, you might come up with a different one. Now, is anybody able to get their shoulder stand with their feet straight up to the heavens? Yeah, that's a good line. See, that would be a good line for Facebook. So this would be maybe getting
I know.
right here. You're breathing now as we finish up our practice. And you're going to play a little bit with plow. If you can drop the feet. And you have about 30 seconds. So you can continue breathing deep. 8 to 10 more times. As you're taking these last few breaths, you can be visualizing the counter pose to this. The counter pose. Correct. So you can begin coming down. I'm going to call this a modified cobra. If you see Jill, she's on her forearms. Just lay the head back. You could do fish pose, but I don't want to do fish pose. Come up to your forearms. This is the last pose of the day. You want to treat it as a relaxing, just letting it go. Can you go back anymore? No. With your head. There you go. And just, And this one's as stimulating for the thyroid and parathyroid as shoulder stand is. Give me at least 5 to 8 more breaths. And then you can begin making your way to the most important pose in all of yoga. As you bring your consciousness back to the moment, take whatever time you need, stretch out any way that works best for your body. Eventually, carefully, make your way to a comfortable seated position without making any faces. Soften the face. Are you okay? So that was relatively mild, huh? Bring our hands together near the heart center as always. Thank you all for sharing your practice today with me and with each other. Peg, Mindy, thank you for being here as we dedicated the class to you. Hope to see more of you. Today's close is just from a book or from the internet. Love yourself always, as if you were a rainbow with a pot of gold at both ends. And from me, I hope your day is filled with peace, contentment, and tranquility. Namaste. You're welcome.